All right. Obviously not the performance that you wanted to have today. But you at an individual level were consistently aiming, so claps to you. We were celebrating all of
Thank you.
all of the wins. Um, yeah. There was questions about, I think, like, what is it, that you guys picked the attack side on Ascent, for example, to start out with, and I think Alvin pointed out that TSM was like, oh, they just don't have to start on attack on Abyss and we'll be fine. So what was kind of like, I guess, the mentality there then, like, for the Ascent pick and maybe the comp shift as well for moves back onto the Cypher, and how do you think those kind of things maybe affected the match today?
We've been struggling with op a lot, so I think moving to the Cypher is more of just like a tactical choice, given that we have more passive info out of a cam and B main, mid, extra cages to cut off mid lines and things like that. Um, as far as BIS or yeah, BIS, um, there wasn't really much going into it. A lot of it, I feel like we were very prepared for their setups and prep, but CT was very hard. It's a matchup that we've been struggling in practice and things like that, but we're learning to adapt and evolve to that. And I think moving forward, we'll come back with a lot more solutions and things to counter what we experienced today that we crumbled under pressure for.
Nice, nice. And speaking of that pressure, I feel like Winthrop is a team that, like, you guys turn around from losses, like, series to series, not necessarily map to map, super, super well, right? Like, especially, like, looking back, like, during the Swiss stage in particular, right? Do you feel like that's just a quality, like, intrinsic to the players on the team in Winthrop, or do you feel like it's attributed to the coaches and the systems in place, or like, what allows you then to come back in, especially now that it's elimination on the line every step of the way to lowers forward in the playoffs?
I think it's testament to people on an individual level and just the team in general is that we just hate losing.
Mm-hmm.
We take the losses that we have very personally, and we try to learn as much as we can, spend as much time as we can after that we have to either watch the VOD, learn things, talk to each other, discuss things that we felt like went wrong or that we were uncomfortable with, as well as just putting extra time in playing ranked for who knows how long people play for and things like that, or aim training, and just coming in more prepared the next time that we play to make sure that it's not a repeat of our mistakes and letting ourselves down.
Mm-hmm. And I talked to. I also like to dive into the history a little bit. In addition, after talking about the matches today and the future. For you in particular, I talked to Fred about this as well. Just how fast kind of the switch up came to going to Winthrop, seemingly, right? Like, especially after Ambrosia kind of fell apart. So I was curious, like, what did that look like from your perspective? I feel like it's even more of a switch up for you because you're changing institutions. Like Fred, yeah, it's changing teams,
Yeah,
but he wasn't a student. So how did that whole process work for you under that constricted timeline?
the process for me had less to do with my competitive aspirations or what might be the best team to go to or best chance to go to Ascension or whatever it may be. Um, as many people know or maybe not know, is that UST was my last institution that I went to,
Yes.
and unfortunately this year they decided that they shut down their esports program. And so I already knew or kind of saw that coming, and I wanted to get ahead of it instead of kind of being left out to dry. And so I was looking very quickly for a new home for me to be able to transfer into. And Winthrop was very accommodating and welcoming when it came to transferring in and having me a part of their team, as well as like their program as a school in general. As far as transferring between Ambrosia to Winthrop, just as like from going from team to team rather than the school's perspective, um, was hard. It's definitely been very challenging, and even up to this point, it still is. They didn't practice that much, I'd say, and there's a lot of inexperience in that way when it comes to adapting and learning and the structure or the discipline it takes to be on schedules like this, as well as just taking losses like this and how to improve from it and take it just on the chin with your emotions or just however it may be in order to improve ourselves. And that's something that I'm continually having to grow in. More so just like a leader switching between the teams is just how to teach everyone else and be a mentor or be a person they can look up to kind of like brush off losses or learn from losses, as well as just implementing more of a structured or a more intense practice schedule that they may not be used to. And that's definitely something that's been a struggle within the team is just the discipline it takes that to be the best or to be where we want to be and to show that we can compete on the stage.
I know Moose was talking about, like, this is the most locked in time he's dedicated to the game after he became a master's
Yeah.
student instead of an undergrad. So that makes sense. And I'm glad that, like, the students and athletes and stuff were tipped off a little bit more about the UST thing, because I was about to ask that. I thought it happened before you knew it was closing down. I was gonna be like, are you lucky you got out of there? Kind of thing. But next then, I guess this is a more wholesome question. I feel like you as a player are in a unique spot because you have like such an insane support system around you, right? And I guess like I can technically be counted in that with all the retweeting and the Discord server
Yeah.
watch partying all of your games, and that I feel like not every player has that. So I feel like how has that helped you, both in celebrating the wins and coming back from these difficult losses like today so that you can get back into the right mindset?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier for me than I'd say. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but for other people, just having such a strong support system. I mean, my brother always text message me that he's watching the game, or just things that are like good luck, or he saw I've been doing well, or even my girlfriend always is my number one supporter, if anything, when it comes to supporting me in losses and wins, and just building me up as a individual, even when it's not related towards the game. And it's really easy to just be focused on the things that I have in front of me. And I'm really grateful for the people that I have around me, whether that's my family, my girlfriend, friends, as well as like you guys in the Discord server to watch party and everything. It's always nice to see people supporting, and even the fans that I have in this arena. I come out of every win loss, and there's always people wanting to take a picture, say hello, tell me good job, and that's very warming to my heart. You don't really get to connect with people in an experience like this normally when you're playing from home, and it's very nice to see that there's support like in person, that there's people that are cheering me on, that want me to win, and want me to bounce back from these losses. And it's very motivating for myself. So I think a lot of it's just I have people to play for. I have something that I'm proud of, and just keeping at that and honing my craft and just being focused on that. And again, the people around me just make it so easy to just focus on what I want to do and be kind of tunnel visioned on that and just that alone.
Mm, nice, nice. And you've kind of made evidence with the discussion about switching from UST to Winthrop that it's super important to you to be able to pursue academics alongside your esports endeavors, and I'm sure like financial aid and scholarships is a whole part of that. But I was curious then, what are your kind of end goals, I guess, in esports, and like alongside that, like I've asked this question to Moose, for example, as well. Like if you got that call for tier one, like in the whole roster mania that's going on right now to go to tier one, how would that affect your education? Like, would you try to still do both? Would you take like a break, or like would you take that risk or ask them to wait? Like what does it look like to you? And like that internal dilemma, I guess.
I definitely want to play tier one. I think I'm ready to play tier one, honestly. I don't understand there's a lot to learn and there's a lot of change to that, but I'm just waiting for my turn to get called up in trial. And I think it's very important that um, I just put all my cards into to that and what I'm given. As far as like my education alongside of it, I think there's a lot more work and commitment when it comes to playing from tier one to tier two that I've seen just across talking to friends and other people that I've worked with. And I think that's something that would be very challenging to balance with school. And although I do want to do school and pursue that, if I have the opportunity, I would like to go pro, of course. But with school, again, I take it very seriously. I want to do it. And so if I'm able to do my education on the side where I can do online maybe, or take less credit hours that aren't really full time, then that's something that I'd also like to pursue. Just because I feel like I've been pretty good with school. It's pretty easygoing for me to adapt in that environment as well. And just take a couple classes while I'm able to do this. I think I'd be fine balancing the two. But I'd say I'm more focused on going pro and anything. And if there is an opportunity, I think I'd take it still.
Nice, nice. Amazing. And then for a final question, as we're getting towards the end of time, and I want to respect like your guys' time to prep for your next match since it's a quick turnaround. I kind of called it like your revenge hit list coming into playoffs because you've lost to every team at one point or another that's now also alongside you, whether it was
Yeah.
Team Solid more recently or last stage for both NV and for TSM. And so with that, I was curious, who do you want to go up against? Like who do you think is going you're going to? And what would be the biggest challenge to overcome for each opponent in particular so that your lower bracket journey can continue?
I'll just go down the list. I mean, I'm excited to play everyone. I think we have to play everyone, and I think to be the best and to win this tournament, it means to beat everyone in their own right, and they all come with their own challenges. For us with Team Solid, we played very poorly into teams to opt, and that's something that we need to create solutions for and play just tighter in when people pull that out against us. And we saw it today, where it got a little lot harder when Timothy pulled it out on Ascent, and that's something that I think a lot of teams are going to look towards our team and see that, oh, we're doing just fine when we were able to play at our own pace, our own game. But once they pull out the up, it's kind of like a game changer for us, or for them at least, that they really need to do this in order to counter us. And so for us, it's just coming with a game plan on how to counter that and move forward into that direction, as that's something that we've clearly struggled with in our last two matches. When it comes to Envy, I think we're pretty confident in, regardless. I just think it'd be a fun matchup. Again, I'm really excited to play every team that we have. Team Solid, I know everyone on my team is really excited to play DG's in again just because respectfully, he destroyed us, and so we kind of want our revenge on that. That we're a lot better than we performed, and that he can't really control the game or the pace that he was, and we want to show a better performance for ourselves that we can be proud of, win or lose. And for TSM, a lot of it's just for us when we talked about it after, we felt we made a lot of uncharacteristic individual mistakes on so many points that I think isn't really that we're scared of them or like they're much of a threat. Like again, like I respect all of our opponents. I'm really excited to play them, but for us, it's more so focusing on ourselves and our game and that we're all just on point when it comes to our team play and communicating together and listening to each other. That would really make the pieces all come together and would put us on top against a lot of these teams, honestly. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing every single team. To me, it's always a revenge match. I want to win. Hate losing today. But again, we'll learn from this. We'll come back and we'll be better.
Nice, and I respect you as an IG insanely just to already have that game plan and issues pinpointed like before even stepping into the VOD review, like having that plan forward. So I wish you guys luck on the lower bracket run, and we'll all be rooting for you in the background.
Thank you.
All right, good night. Bye.